aspirants. I am Amala. I know at this point of time, I don't have to emphasize about the importance of government schemes for prelims or government related programs and bodies, because if you have taken a look at previous year questions from 2017 to 20, I think you will see as many as 16 questions from government bodies, government schemes and acts, and as minimum as 5 questions. Okay, so this video is all about important government schemes that were in news repeatedly. Okay, so it is a quick revision of what you have already learned. We are just looking into those schemes which were in news. Okay, so let's start. Okay, before going to individual schemes, let me remind you about the UPSC pattern, how they were asking questions from these government schemes. You might have already noticed these pattern or these keywords like that of under which ministry or department it is, or which ministry or department is launched, or the nodal agency. Then you might have also seen the common is aim or purpose. Then benefits or advantages. I hope you have noticed this, benefits or advantages, or about the beneficiaries related with this scheme. And there is also a pattern, like if there is a specific word in each of the scheme, okay, that stands out, which is not explanatory in itself, then they can even ask about that. Okay, so such terms, and also if there is any other objectives which is not the objective, main objective as related to the scheme, even they can take that also. Okay, so these are some of the keywords or the points or areas you have to focus on while you are brushing up your government schemes that you have already learned. Okay, so first, do you see that term 6 into 6 into 6 strategies? Does it ring a bell? Okay, so because it's related with Anemia Mukt mission, 6 into 6 strategies. Okay, before explaining what is 6 into 6 strategies, let's see what is Anemia Mukt Bharat. That mission, as the name suggests, it's to reduce the anemia in children and women by 3% every year. So you can rightly connect, it would be by or implemented or launched by the Ministry of Health, yes, and Family Welfare. Okay, so this ministry is responsible for that. Also keep in mind, it comes under Poshan Abhiyan. Okay, Poshan Abhiyan, we will see what it is in the coming slides. 6 into 6 into 6 strategies, why that term was there? It was referring to the 6 age groups that this program or this mission would be focusing on, and what are the 6 interventions through which they'll be trying to reduce anemia, and also the mechanisms put forward for that. Okay, so in this slide we can see, actually it's from the government's own website. So if you just try to recollect the 6 age groups, it is children right from 6 months to 59 months, that means to the age of 5. Then children from 5 to 9 years, then adolescent groups, that is both girls and boys from 10 to 19 years, then also women of reproductive age, and again pregnant women or lactating women. So all these are the different 6 categories or age groups they are focusing on. Also look into interventions. When you're looking into the interventions, you must be able to relate mostly with this term Anemia Mukt Bharat, because maybe the first intervention like providing supplements, iron, folic acid supplements. Okay, so if you get such a statement for your prelims, I know that you'll be able to relate, because as the name itself suggests that. But there may be certain other interventions or mechanisms that may be standing out, like that of deworming. Okay, so just focus on those points which you cannot directly relate with the name or the scheme when you are just reading it. Okay, so focus on those points and recollect those points. Okay, so take a look at it. We are moving to the next one. Okay, as I said, it comes under Poshan Abhiyan, which means Prime Minister's overarching scheme for holistic nourishment. Okay, so this one, consider it as a multi-ministerial convergence. Okay, convergence mission, its mission is to ensure attainment of, malnutrition free India by the year 2022. So for this purpose, they have some separate targets. We can rightly see 4 targets like that of stunting, reducing stunting, then undernutrition, anemia, and that of lower birth weight. Okay. Yeah, I'm just putting in short forms. So you also have to keep in mind the percentages. Okay, they're trying to reduce by 2% per annum stunting, then undernutrition by 2%. Anemia we already seen in the previous slide, it is by 3%. They're trying to reduce. Then even for this lower birth weight, it is 2%. And they are also having a higher aim of reducing this stunting from 38.4%, which has been estimated in the recent survey, to 25% by the year 2022. Okay. Also, we can see this Poshan Abhiyan as an apex body which is trying to guide and regulate all other ministries, which is trying to bring up with some interventions to reduce malnutrition or come up with nutritional interventions. Okay, so there are 6 ministries given in this slide. Please go through it. Then also remember about the slogan that is given there. The slogan of these Poshan Abhiyan is Jan Andolan or People's Movement. Sometimes even you have seen in previous year questions, slogan of certain schemes were asked. Okay, so take care about that. Now, I'm moving on to Ustad Scheme. I have taken Ustad Scheme because this Hunar Hath was a news. What is Hunar Hath? It is an exhibition of artisans, especially from minority communities. So when you hear it is from minority communities, you can rightly relate. It was organized by Ministry of Minority Affairs. So it was actually under the scheme Ustad. Okay. So the scheme Ustad, or if we expand it, you can understand that it is for upgrading skills and training in traditional arts or crafts for development. If you get that expanded term, for example, if we get this as a question, okay, if we get this expanded term, then mostly if we get some statements related with that, you may be able to connect it. But if you're not getting that expanded form and if you're just getting the term Ustad as such, then you have to keep in mind this Ustad is about related with minority community and it is implemented by Ministry of Minority Affairs, and as the name suggests, it is for developing the arts and crafts by the artisans from this community, minority community, and also the master craftsmen and artisans can again develop or train others in this field. Okay, that is about the main objective about it. And also they also provide market linkages for their artworks. Okay, so the next one, that is Rashtriya Biosri Yojana. Maybe from the term itself you may be able to understand it would be related with senior citizens, right? Senior citizens. So when you know that it would be related with senior citizens, you also have to keep in mind this scheme is especially for senior citizens belonging to BPL category, and there is one more condition, they must be suffering from some kind of age related disabilities. So the objective is, so this is targeting for senior citizens belonging to BPL category with some age related disabilities. It is to provide this assisted living devices. Okay, so if you know the objective of it, then you may be able to connect who is implementing it. It is implemented by Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation. Okay, then see here it is given who is funding it. So it is a central sector scheme. Keep in mind, it is a central sector scheme. I hope you rightly remember the difference between central sector scheme and centrally sponsored schemes. Okay, what is the main difference? Central sector schemes means which are actually implemented and completely funded by central government, whereas centrally sponsored schemes, the funding would be shared by center and state governments, and it would be implemented by state governments. Okay, that is the major difference to keep in mind. So this is a central sector scheme, and you know the objective of it, who is implementing it, and also keep in mind it is entirely funded by Senior Citizens Welfare Fund. Okay, so Senior Citizens Welfare Fund, okay, that you will be able to remember, but when you are in the exam hall, the doubt you may come up with would be if you see the term entirely funded. Okay, whenever you see some funds, just try to focus whether it is entirely funded or whether it is shared. Okay, those words may be giving you some confusion. So it is entirely funded by the Senior Citizens Welfare Fund. Okay, so next one, PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi or PM Swanidhi. Okay, so the scheme itself tells you it is intended for helping street vendors, right? Okay, so this is for helping street vendors, especially while they were facing difficulties due to COVID-19 pandemic. And remember this, it is implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay, Housing and Urban Affairs. Then how they are helping or how they are providing support to these street vendors? Government would be providing collateral free working capital. Okay, that is the point you have to note here. Collateral free working capital can be up to 10,000 rupees per year. So it can be for street vendors. They can be from rural areas or semi-rural, semi-urban areas, urban areas. Okay. And one more thing you have to note, it's about interest subvention given to them. That is 7% of interest subvention is given to them if the loan is repaid on time, especially for the first year. If it's seen that regular repayment of loan is there, then they would be getting that interest subvention of 7%. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next program, it is credit guarantee scheme for subordinate debt. Okay, so the term, if you get just this term, I think you may not be able to, if you don't know about this scheme, then you may not be able to relate what it is. But it is also having another term or another name for it, that is Distress Assets Fund Subordinate Debt or MSMEs. Okay, if this term is given to you for the exam, suppose, then you will be able to connect it, would be related to something with the MSMEs. But as you know, UPSC won't be giving such easy tasks. They will be, if they are going to give a question on it, they would be most probably giving this term, credit guarantee scheme for subordinate debt. Okay, so what it is? Actually, it is aiming to provide support for the promoters, okay, for the promoters of MSMEs who is finding that, MSME or MSMEs that has been turned into non-performing asset or which is a trust asset as of 30th April 2020. So basically, it is also, to provide some support to MSMEs, especially during this time of pandemic. So how this support would be provided? As you can see, the credit guarantee scheme, there would be some 20,000 crore credit guarantee cover. So these promoters can take loans from any banks. So this guarantee scheme would be guaranteeing that for the amount that they will be taking. So when they are taking some loans, so that would be credit, right? So this credit, these promoters can actually infuse into their equity. Okay, so they will be given credit and that can be infused into their equity. That is how it works. And also you have to understand how much they will be getting as credit. For example, they can be get equal to 15% of their total equity or their stake, then or maximum of 75 lakh. Okay, so whichever is lower, they can get that much amount. Then while providing the guarantee, okay, when the promoter, as it is like a guarantee scheme, period guarantee scheme, 90% of guarantee would be provided by the scheme, but 10% guarantee has to be taken by the promoter itself. Okay, so you can just pause and go through other points discussed here, given in this slide. Just moving to the next slide. So next we have Pradhan Mudra Yojana. I know this is well known scheme for all of you because since 2015 it's there, and this Pradhan Mudra Yojana, you know, its basic aim is to provide or enable small borrowers to borrow from all public sector banks and other institutions like that, or microfinance institutions and non-banking finance companies up to 10 lakh rupees, especially for something related with non-farm or non-agricultural income generating activities. Okay, so that is the overall objective of it. So why we are focusing on this now, why it was in news? Because now they came up with 2% interest subvention. Okay, so for Shishu scheme, I hope you remember the 3 different loans given under Mudra, that is Shishu, that is up to 50,000 rupees would be given as loan. So if timely repayment of Shishu loan is given, then 2% interest subvention would be given to them. Then think about this Udaya Mitra. If you get the term portal Udaya Mitra, and if you are given different kind of schemes in relation with, if you get a question like portal Udaya Mitra was in news in relation with, and if you get different options, then obviously you have to go for Pradhan Mudra Yojana, because it is through this portal people can actually apply for these loans. Okay, and keep in mind it is implemented by SIDBI. Okay, so you know, Small Industries Development Bank of India is implementing this. And if you say Mudra, actually stands for Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency Limited, then it's like refinancing, right? Because of this, all other banks. So think about who all are providing loans under this. All public sector banks would come under that, like that of public banks, private banks, foreign banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks. Then there are microfinance institutions and non-banking finance companies. Okay. Also think about Shishu, Kishore and Tarun. You know, Shishu, it is up to 50,000 rupees loan, or if you come to Kishore, it would be 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees loan, and if it is Tarun, 5 to 10 lakh rupees loan. Okay, we quickly moving to the next one, that is ADIP scheme. So what does it stand for? It is actually assistance to disabled persons for purchasing or fitting of aids or appliances scheme. So right from the term, if you get the expanded form, you would know that it would be related with, you know, helping out people with, especially, you know, help the needy disabled persons to get such assistance. Okay, so for this one, keep in mind it is implemented by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It is implemented through different NGOs and national institutes, and even there is a public sector undertaking, that is Alimco. Okay, take a look at that. Then see, it also provides income kind of assistance, 15,000 per month or 15 to 20,000 per month, even 50% cost of the aid or appliance thereby. So this is about assistance to disabled persons for purchasing, fitting of aids or appliances scheme. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. That is none other than Intensified Mission Indradhanush 2. So I know you are well aware of this because we have mission Indradhanush and it was launched during the year 2014. So mission Indradhanush, what is the aim or objective of it? Just try to recollect those. This intensified mission Indradhanush is just to launch, to intensify that process, the aim of it. So now it is to come up with or to cover that 90% vaccination coverage, or to cover that among children who are under 2 years. Okay, so another point you have to keep in mind, they'll be focusing on 12 different vaccines. Okay, so take a look at this vaccine names, you can take a look at it. Then, okay, mission Indradhanush, mostly it's for children and also for pregnant women. It's to, so the aim is just to provide immunization through vaccinations, especially it is focused for children, but also pregnant ladies are also covered under this scheme. So if they have missed any kind of vaccines, then under this scheme it would be provided during the mentioned times. Just remember about this term, see, it is implemented in catch-up campaign mode, which means if somebody has missed out of this immunization programs, they will be covered. Okay. So that is about intensified mission Indradhanush. Also in 3 version is also there. It is the same objective. So now we are moving to intensified mission Indradhanush. So this you may be well aware of it because mission Indradhanush was there from year 2014 and its objective was to provide vaccination to children. Especially now the aim is to cover or provide 90% vaccination coverage in children of age group or those less than 2 years. And it also tries to cover pregnant women who have missed out the routine vaccination. So here also give a focus on 12 vaccines that this program is aiming to cover. Okay. Then take a look at the term catch-up campaign mode. Okay. So it would be implemented through catch-up campaign mode, which means that they are coming up with this mission again and again, like intensified mission Indradhanush 2 or 2.0 or 3.0, because they found that there are some people who have missed out, children and women. For them, it would be again provided. Okay, so that is how it is working. Now, we are moving to the next one. Okay, National Strategic Plan for TB Elimination. So, this plan, aim is to make India TB free by the year 2025. Okay, actually this came up in the year 2017. Now it is trying to guide all the activities that is coming under other or different public stakes or private stakes, and it is trying to guide all those activities so that TB is finally eliminated from the country. Okay, so that is the goal of it, to eliminate TB or make India TB free by the year 2025. Okay, also think about whose world target year for that, that is 2035, our is 2025. Think about these points, pillars of TB elimination, the word detect, treat, prevent and build. Okay, and along with that, there is another scheme or yojana you have to keep in mind, that is Nikshay Poshan Yojana. Actually, this is a direct benefit transfer scheme because the scheme is providing 500 rupees for people who are affected with TB or TB patients for their nutritional purpose. Okay, for nutritional needs it is providing. It is provided as DBT mainly, but it central government has also given the discretion for the states even to provide through other kind, like that in the form of food. Then let's move on to two other schemes. Scheme for promotion of bulk drug parks. Yes, as the term suggests, it's for. promoting drug manufacturing, especially that you know that we are so much dependent on other countries for importing of drugs for our medicinal purposes. Okay, so here you have to keep in mind the grant and aid provided. Here it is shown for northeastern states. See, 90% of the project for northeastern states and other hill states. So whenever that funding or grant and aid is there, there would be an upper hand, or there would be upper kind of sharing for this northeastern states. Okay. So those are the 2 points you have to keep in mind. Then see, also note, this is coming under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Okay, now we are moving to tri-food projects. Okay, so this is related with, by the term, what do you understand? Okay, so you can actually say it is related with tribal affairs, so it is implemented by Ministry of Tribal Affairs in association with Ministry of Food Processing. Okay, that is tri-food project, tribal affairs and Ministry of Food Processing. Okay, so it is implemented by TriFed, okay, implemented by TriFed and in association with 2 ministries, tribal affairs and food processing. Then see, this one you can understand that it tries to provide or enhance the income of tribals, especially, or providing some value addition to the forest produce they are collecting. Okay, so please go through the last point also. Okay, now next 2 schemes. First one, other than Vyakti Kalyan Yojana. So this Yojana, it has been actually launched by ESI Corporation. So what does this stand for, or what is the objective of this scheme? This scheme, especially, it's a kind of insurance. So in this one, when the insured person, if they are being unemployed, if there happens to be an unemployment stage for them, and for them during that stage 25% of their average daily earnings for the past 4 years, and taking the past 4 years, that would be provided to them during that period for a maximum time of 90 days of their unemployment. Okay, and also the eligibility criteria is given there, take a look at it. Then next one, summer scheme. So summer scheme, it's related with textiles, so it is by Ministry of Textiles. They are implementing this scheme for capacity building and also for placement orientation. Okay, so placement orientation for youth. So it is also targeting to provide some kind of placement oriented program for skill developing. So it is targeting for 10 lakh youth. Okay, it is related with the entire value chain of textiles except that of spinning and weaving in the organized sector. Okay, so that is about a summer scheme. Its different components are also given there.